Welcome to Friendly Math 101. Today our lesson is on polynomial long division. Let's take a look at our first example. Here we have a trinomial being divided by n plus 5. What you're going to ask yourself is what times n will give you n squared, which we know is n. So now we're going to multiply n times n is n squared, and n times positive 5 is 5n. And we're going to subtract this, so we'll change the signs because we're subtracting the entire expression. N squared minus n squared zeroes out. We're left with 5n, and let's bring down this positive 18. Now we ask ourselves, n times what will give us 5n, which we know is positive 5. So 5 times n is 5n. 5 times 5 is 25, and again we're going to subtract this expression, so we're going to have to change the signs on both terms. 5n minus 5n zeroes out, and 18 minus 25 is negative 7. So this is going to be our remainder. We're just going to say plus negative 7 over n plus 5. Let's take a look at another example. First, we're going to ask ourselves n times what will give us n squared, and we know that's n. We're going to multiply n times n, which is n squared. N times negative 6 is negative 6n, and we're going to subtract this expression, so we're going to have to change signs on both terms. N squared minus n squared zeroes out. This is a negative 1n plus 6n is 5n, and then we're going to bring down the negative 29, and then we'll ask ourselves n times what is 5n, and that's going to be positive 5. So 5 times n is 5n. 5 times negative 6 is negative 30, and when we subtract this expression, we're going to change both signs. 5n minus 5n zeroes out. Negative 29 plus 30 is 1, and this will be our remainder. We're going to write plus 1 over n minus 6. Let's take a look at one more example. So here we're still going to ask ourselves 2x times what will give us 2x squared, which we know is just x. And now we're going to multiply x times 2x is 2x squared. And x times 3 is positive 3x. And then we're going to subtract this, so we'll change both signs. Here we'll get negative 20x, bring down the negative 38, and then ask ourselves 2x times what is negative 20x, which is negative 10. And then now multiply negative 10 times 2x is negative 20x. Negative 10 times 3 is negative 30. And then when we subtract this expression, we're going to change both signs. Negative 20x and positive 20x zero out, and we're left with negative 8. So this will be our remainder. We're going to write it as plus negative 8 over 2x plus 3. And that concludes our lesson on polynomial long division. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those questions in the comments section below. And for more math tutorials, subscribe to our channel, Friendly Math 101.